What's good, everyone? Welcome back to another trade recap. Today's trade recap is on Tuesday, the 10th of February 2026. I took one setup. Yeah, it's a minute of silence for those who took it with me. Anyways, it's fine, no worries. So we're gonna go over daily bias, trade execution, and some psychology sauce, and the reason why I didn't retake the setup and retake the trade and follow it, and didn't be emotional about it. As you can see, I'm very happy. Yeah. Anyways, so as you know, I always send my daily bias on the Discord. So we have a private Discord where I always send daily bias and I journal my setups, and we have a lot of sauce right there. So send my bias 10-15 minutes before market opens, and they hit 90% of the time. Especially today, it hit. It was beautiful, but there was literally nothing I could do. So let's go over the bias. So I said bullish bias coming into today. Obviously, why? Because we inversed a daily gap. We were disrespecting bullish, disrespecting bearish, and then respecting bullish. As you can see, we inversed a daily gap, and then we were rejecting off of this 4 hour and off this 4 hours since the beginning of the week, so since yesterday. Back to the charts. Anyways, coming into the day, obviously we're gonna go back and do the bias again on the chart. Let me just remove the drawings. I don't know what happened. Let me just remove the drawings and talk you through how I was looking at today. So coming into the day, obviously we were delivering off of this 4 hour fair value gap in from yesterday, plus this 4 hour fair value gap from today, from previous sessions of today, obviously. And what we had on the lower time frame was 9:30, was the fact that we didn't have London highs, London lows. So as you can see, this high that swept London highs made relative equal highs with previous day high. We swept London lows, and what I wanted to see was Asia lows to sweep all 4 of the levels that we have. Those are very high probability levels that I always expect to see. Plus we had relative equal lows with data lows at the lows. So what I wanted to see was very obvious. I wanted to see market open lower. Even though we were inside this 15 minute, I kind of faded those because of the levels. They were way too clear for me. So I wanted to see this and then potentially target, as I said in the journal, I want to see a reversal into internal targets, a 5 minute or a 15 minute on top fair value gap, which we're gonna open while we were dumping. So this is what we got. Market opened lower in AM. We made beautiful stacked up highs, so trend line liquidity just right here, which was very obvious as well. And then we kept on dumping. We swept data lows, and then we got the setup. So something about the setup, just before we get into the setup that I took, something about the setup is, why didn't I take the long off of data lows, even though we had SMT, even though market was delivering higher, even though we got a 1 minute inversion? Why? Because I wanted to see lower. So always when you have lower targets, even though this is a very high probability target to reverse from, when you have lower targets, I always like to fade those moves. Why? Because they're super low probability, because we want to see lower, because we have relative equal lows, because we have Asia lows, because Asia lows is also a 4 hour intermediate low. And again, what do we say always? The highest probability lows and highs to reverse from are lows inside gaps. And I said this yesterday, I said this the day before, and I said this even before that. Let's say, example, and it's gonna be a very simple example. So if we're going up and then we go back down, and I repeat this on every single video that I make. So if we go up and then go back down in the simplest way possible, I'm gonna explain it again. We retest a fair value gap. What does it mean? We rebalanced orders. Then buyers and sellers are equal now. It's very simple. So what happens? We go back up. Let's say we sweep liquidity. In case we went back into the gap, as soon as we sweep this low that's inside the gap, same buyers and sellers right here, buyers right here, are gonna hop back on the trend and then pump the markets again. So this is why I always like intermediate highs and lows, and this is why they're a very, very big part of my trading, and this is why we failed this inversion. Anyways, market went lower. We got this beauty of a 1 minute that presented itself. My entry was at around 308.75, which is exactly right here. Let me just take this, and then off the 1 minute inversion, my stop was at the low. If you're lost, this is the 1 minute inverse. Don't worry, I got you. So this is the 1 minute inverse. We made SMT with Asia. So as you can see, ES, here's Asia, here's the SMT. Look how clear. SMT with the low that swept Asia, which was here, plus this low. So anyways, we had a higher time frame SMT inside a higher time frame gap. What does this mean? Means that we're probably potentially gonna reverse. I entered off of this 1 minute inversion. 308.75 was exactly my entry. Stop was at the body as usual. I was risking around, I think, 900 on the setup. I lost $918. It was kind of around that mark, but the fill was insane because market just got this move and Q just decided to have a huge move. And I'm not gonna say that my target here was previous day high and I'm targeting previous day high. You're gonna see how all my trades, I only go for low or for a 1-to-1, a 1-to-2. Maximum I'd go for is a 1-to-3, but if levels are super clear, I always like higher probability targets. Just because if you take this whole move, I believe that the more you stay on the charts, especially for my model, I'm not saying anything else about the rest, but for my model, for the model that I trade, when you stay the more you stay on the charts, the lower probability your trade is going to become and the lower probability the setup is going to become. So obviously, if you go back to the mechanical model video, we said that when we have a target and my target is less than a 1-to-1, I go break even at the target and target a 1-to-1. Okay, it's as simple as that. So this was my target right here, a 1-to-1 off of this 1 minute inversion right here. And then yeah, let me just keep going. Yeah, let me just keep going. Yeah. Anyways, I'm not saying that usually you can't go for those levels, but I'm saying it's lower probability, and I always like to take high probability setups. So we had this dump, made SMT, and then another SMT internally, and something psychology now. Something that I saw and I noticed was this 30-second inversion right here. I don't know if you can see the gap. It's a very small gap right here. And something about that is, a lot of you, I know the questions are coming now. Why didn't you retake the setup? Why didn't you hop back on if you know the price will go higher? Nothing tells me the price will go higher. I tried my setup. This was my A+ setup. I tried it. It failed. I'm done. A+ setup presented itself. I'm done. Whether it's a win, whether it's a loss, whether it's a break even, whether it's a market taking money from me, whether I'm taking money from the market, whether whatever the fuck you want it to be, I took my setup right here. Setup's done. Setup got stopped. I'm done for the day. I'm done. Enough. I'm not trading again, because if I put risk on the table again, I'm already down 0.7%. If I want to take this setup, I'll be down, I'll be risking 0.7%. So that will make me down 1.4% on the day. Am I okay on losing 1.4% on the day? No. Am I emotional? No. Am I disciplined? Yes. And this is what's going to make you profitable. If you don't follow those setups, and if you trust the model enough to know that the model is going to give you other entries, other TPs, other good trades, other A+ setups on other days, you stop, you call it a day, you sit on your hands and you do nothing. You do fuck all. You just watch it go up. Even though it hurts, I know it's gonna hurt in the beginning. Now I just don't care anymore. Yeah. This is it. Exactly it. But my favorite part of the day is journaling setups, and what I use to journal my setups is TradingPal. So, TradingPal, welcome. So, again, TradingPal has opened up their community, and in the community, obviously, we can track students. And they have something very nice about tracking students, is that they see how many are active, how many need attention, who's going through psychological crisis, who's not, who's been doing their routine, who hasn't been doing their routine, who has been following the rules, who hasn't been following the rules. And obviously we can help you, we can be there for you, because we always say this, that psychology is 90% of your trading. 10% goes to technicals, 90% goes to psychology. So let's, as usual, go through our midday. I haven't done my midday. I did my morning. I haven't done my midday, so let's go through our midday. Let's say I'm in the trade. How do you feel right now? I'm calm and focused. So far today, have you been following your trading plan? Yes, I have. You do this when you're on the charts, when it's 9:30 and you're trading. Have you done any of these today? Did I unplan the setup? No. Did I oversize? No. Did I revenge trade? Alhamdulillah, no. Did I ignore my stop? No. Did I overtrade? No. Again, let's go. None. Right now, do you feel an urge to take a trade? You shouldn't. No, because I'm not trading. Anyways, this is the recap. So let's start by doing our evening review, and today's evening review is gonna be kind of difficult. My loss was $918 on my 16 account. I can't join it. So A plus setup, stop rated, confluences, 1 minute inversion. We swept Asia lows and internal lows inside a 4-hour gap, plus SMT inside that 4-hour gap, and you have a bullish bias. My thoughts on the day, even though I got my bias to the point, I still lost money on the day, but I didn't lose discipline wise. And this is what matters. I'm happy that I didn't chase the setup and respected my max loss on the day. Today is a win for me, even though PNL was negative. This is the most important thing that you need to understand. I followed my rules. I respected my max loss. I respected the fact that, okay, I lost the setup. I'm not going to take another one today. It's fine. I'm okay with it. On the long run, I'm winning. Today I lost, which is something I don't care about. Anyways, let's log the setup. Now, next step. Session conditions, large win early, large loss early, fast PNL change, hit daily goal early, hit max loss, many trades in short time. I felt none, to be honest, and nothing happened. Discipline time, I was never not disciplined, and proof was in front of you. Primary failure, I don't think I failed in anything. I was just following my model, so that's none. Day validity was today lawfully traded, yes. And future risk flag, overconfidence, no way. Frustration, I don't think so. Fatigue, I don't think so. Impatience, no, none. Impatience could be, because I just want to make the money back, but if I think about it, yesterday I was up around 1.4%. Today I'm down 0.7%, and I'm still up 0.7 on the week, which is good. I'm not mad at that at all. And then here's my reflection. My max loss was $1,000. I lost 900. I respected my plan. Anyways, complete my review, reflect with the AI coach, and yeah. Hope you enjoyed this recap. Hope you learned something. If you did, drop a comment below what you want to see next. I'll see you on the next one. Bang Shabib.